Good morning. I have this deep belief that there's greatness in all of us. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from or what your situation is. Just imagine for a moment what life would be like if we could simply summon our inner hero at that exact moment that we needed it the most. Well, I believe that movies give us that power right now. And today, I'm going to share with you the science behind it. So let's start with the movies. Over the years, there have been some wonderful motion pictures made. But I've got to tell you, when Hollywood gets it right, we feel as though we're in the movie itself. We're the high school teenager who's just trying to fit in. Or maybe we're the coach who's trying to inspire the team. Or maybe we're the superhero who's trying to save the day. And sometimes we'll become so emotionally engaged that we'll laugh and we'll cry and we'll cheer and we'll scream and we'll watch some scenes that will become so timeless in our minds that they'll become part of our lives and sometimes part of our everyday language forever. Let's take a look at one of those unforgettable moments from Apollo 13.
I want this mark all the way back to Earth with time to spare. We never lost an American in space. We're sure as hell not going to lose one on my watch. Failure is not an option.
Did you have the same reaction that I did, feeling as determined as ever? You see, movies move us by seeing other people who are just like us find the courage to overcome adversity, who achieve the impossible, and who never, ever, ever give up. But when you think about it, movies actually influence us in a much deeper level. And I'm going to share some examples today, and we're going to start with the thriller Jaws. There was a study done, and the study came back saying that over 50% of the world's population is afraid to swim in the ocean. Anybody here like that? 3 years ago, another study came out asking a very simple question. And the question was, why? Over 80% of the respondents came back saying, I'm afraid of swimming in the ocean because I'm afraid of Jaws. The movie came out in 1975. How about The Karate Kid? Did you know that enrollment in martial arts classes tripled in the year that movie came out? Or how about Top Gun? Did you know that the year that one came out, recruitment of naval aviators went up over 500%? Never mind the fact that sales in Ray-Ban sunglasses, bomber jackets, and even karaoke machines skyrocketed. I mean, let's face it, every guy out there wanted to be Maverick. So when you think about it, movies really do have a direct impact on our thoughts, our behaviors, and our actions. But let's look at it another way. Sometimes there are special moments in a movie that some will say will always reside in our subconscious. Now, with your help, I'd like to test that theory today. I'm going to show you 3 quick movie stills. And your job as an audience is to shout out loudly and in unison what the actor is going to say next. All right? So yes, this, believe it or not, this is the audience participation part. All right? So we're going to start with the movie Animal House. Is everybody ready? Finish Bluto's line. When the going gets tough, what's he? Oh, come on. When the going gets tough. Oh, beautiful. Okay, how about A League of Their Own? Are you crying? That was pretty good. I wasn't even done yet. Okay, how about a few good men, my favorite? I want the truth. Outstanding. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. So why does this happen? How does our brain recall a movie still, quote, or poster with so little effort? From a movie, in most cases, that's more than 30 years old. Well, it starts when we first walk into the movie theater. We buy our tickets, we grab some popcorn, we look for the best seats in the house. The lights go down, the trailers begin, and the musical score sets the tone for the night. Then something mysterious starts to happen. First, we start losing awareness that there are actually people sitting around us. We forget about work and texting and emails and most of our problems. And we're suddenly transported into another world. Science has an explanation for this phenomenon, and it begins with a part of the brain known as the prefrontal cortex, and this is the part of the brain that's responsible for taking action. But when we go to a movie, the prefrontal cortex actually starts to shut down. It's because it realizes it can't change what's happening on the screen. It simply doesn't have the ability to participate at all. And because it can't change, and because it can't participate, our brain ultimately gives itself over to the movie. We become mesmerized. There are also these powerful brain cells known as mirror neurons. And some scientists will say that they're responsible for empathy. Now, a mirror neuron will fire up or become active when either we do something or we watch somebody else perform a similar task. For example, oh, excuse me. Have you ever yawned because somebody else yawns? or have you ever smiled because someone cracks himself up? Or have you ever cried or shed a tear because somebody was in pain or somebody was sad? What's interesting is there are some people who have very active mirror neurons and some that don't. Would you like to know which category you fall into? Okay. Tell you what, we're going to show you this first movie clip coming up from King Kong. And for those people who have very active mirror neurons, in about 5 seconds, you're going to start feeling dizzy. Let's take a look. Okay, next up is the movie It's Complicated. And again, if you have active mirror neurons, you'll start, at the end of this clip, you'll start feeling giddy.
Okay. Hey, there's your ex-husband.
It's headed right toward us. Not a great time to be feeling groovy.
And the final one is from the 40-year-old virgin. And for those folks who have active mirror neurons, I want to apologize up front because in a moment, you're going to start feeling some pain.
So ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
You see, to the mirror neurons, seeing is believing. They can't tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined. And because of this, these memorable moments become ingrained as if we were in the movie itself. Then, when we leave the theater, for a few shining moments, we're actually a different person than when we first walked in. We're totally and fully engaged. Why all of this matters, when we watch movies, we gain perspective and insight and valuable life lessons. And we're also given the opportunity to ask ourselves, what would we do given a similar situation? So would we be as passionate as William Wallace in Braveheart? Or as courageous as the men from Saving Private Ryan? Or would we have displayed the same type of extraordinary leadership as Abraham Lincoln did? Just envision what our lives would look like if we could positively emulate the bravery, persistence, and resilience of our favorite Hollywood actors in our favorite Hollywood moments. Then, for almost any situation in life, we can now say with confidence, wait, I've seen that movie before. And as a result, we can access the hidden part, which in most cases is the best part of ourselves. You see, movies provide us with a motivation and inspiration to help us try to be someone who we think we might want to be, when in reality, that person exists inside. So what does this all mean? Let's take a quick look.
It means your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. Your future is whatever you make it. So make it a good one.
Embrace the movies. They'll help you get anything you want in life. Thank you very much.